What's up, everybody? Welcome to a major edition of Rouslin's 3-Ball. I am your host for this week, and hopefully for most weeks, although, you never know. You might be able to get Ben Razza in for a little co-host or a little spot host of Rouslin's 3-Ball. Call it Raz's 3-Ball. Kind of works anyway. In any case, you're going to get me this week for the British Open. I'm going to be talking just a little bit about the golf course that we're going to be playing this week, and just a few golfers also that you might want to take a note of or focus on in your lineups this week, as there are some huge prize pools to be won. So let's jump right in and learn about this week's tournament, the Open Championship. And it is going to be played this week at Royal Portrush, and it is the first time in over 50 years that the Open Championship has headed back to Royal Portrush. It'll be the second time the Open is played there. And also the first time in over 50 years that it's headed back to Northern Ireland. So the country is really abuzz this week. Obviously, they've got one of the best players in the world hailing from there, and a couple of other guys in the tournament that are from there. So, and of course, the country loves its golf. We certainly know that. So really excited for the country of Northern Ireland and the spectacle that we're going to see over the next 4 days. It's a par 71 measuring 7,300 yards. Funny enough, it actually hosted the 2012 Irish Open, but it was played at a par 72 measuring 7,100 yards for that tournament. Winning score by Jamie Donaldson was minus 18. I suspect that we're going to get a minus 11 to 10 winner because obviously we added about 200 to 300 yards and we reduced the par by 1. So add those factors in, comes to probably about a shot and a half a round. So that brings us down to minus 12, minus 11. It's the 148th playing of the Open, and everybody in the top 50 in the world is here to compete, and almost everybody in the top 100, but a few missing. Ryan Moore, Charles Howell III, and Scott Piercy are all in the DraftKings player pool, but at this point should all be labeled with an O next to their name. They are not playing. What you're going to be playing for, however, on DraftKings and FanDuel this week is a lot of money. $1 million to first place on DraftKings is the top prize, plus a bunch of other secondary tournaments, $200K to first, $100K to first. Speaking of 100K to first, FanDuel's top prize is 100K to first this week. So a drastic increase, just some really big time money to be won out there this week. So who are some golfers that might help you do that? Well, let's start off right at the top with Rory McIlroy. He hails from Hollywood, Northern Ireland. He grew up playing the course. He has the course record here as 61 that he shot as a 16-year-old. That's right, 61 as a 16-year-old. That's insane. Comes in at 11.6 on DraftKings this week. Highest price guy. FanDuel, 12,000. Not the highest price guy. Last week, 34th at the Scottish Open. Just couldn't quite get it going. 9th at the U.S. Open after a sluggish start. You can see his strokes gained numbers this year. Just absolutely insane. 6th on his approaches, and 1st off the tee. Obviously way in front in strokes gained ball striking. And it shows. If his putter is working and he makes a couple of putts early, watch out. Rory McIlroy could take down the narrative as his home course, home fans, everything about it. He is one of the best players in the world, so certainly he doesn't need a narrative to go out and win. Another guy that's been trending quite a bit, and maybe I've featured once or twice on these little videos, is Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay, 9,000 checking in on FanDuel this week, 10.8 on DK. Actually, that's flipped. I want to keep you guys on your toes. DraftKings is 9,000. FanDuel is 10.8. I said that backwards. I apologize. Got to keep you guys on your toes. Got to keep everybody, including myself, on their toes. So recent form is pretty good. 15th at the Travelers. However, he was one of the top priced guys there. So maybe a little bit of a letdown. 21st at the U.S. Open and 1st at Memorial. Over for a guy that's 9,000 on DraftKings, 10.8 on FanDuel. That's pretty darn good results. Maybe not for a top-priced guy, but Cantlay has been super close in these majors a couple of times now, with the top 5 at Augusta and another top 5 at the PGA Championship. So knocking on the door, 12th on his approaches, 11th off the tee, giving him top 5 in strokes gained ball striking on the year. He's just, if he putts, he's going to be right there. His short game has drastically improved this year. That was the one knock maybe about his game. He sewed that up tremendously. He sought out a short game coach. So everything pointing into the right direction for this young man from California. Last guy we're going to talk about, of course, I always throw in one maybe little oddball, is Andrew Putnam. Andrew Putnam played last week's Scottish Open, came in 3rd after a blistering Sunday. Only made, I think, 1 bogey or 2 bogeys all week. He's one of the best putters on tour, putting 3rd strokes gained putting this year. But what else I like about him is he's 39th in approaches, so he's using that strength of putting very well by giving him plenty of birdie looks. So a guy that if you are going to roster Rory and Patrick Cantlay, you're going to need an Andrew Putnam to be able to make out 6 guys that you're comfortable with. So wanted to throw him out there. He's a guy that obviously has now been over in Scotland, or I should say over across the pond for almost 10 days. So definitely signs are pointing in the right direction for him, especially after that good finish at the Scottish Open. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of information. Of course, if you are not already an owasomo.com premium member, this is or plus member, I should say. This is a perfect week to do it. By using the coupon code BRITISH, you're going to get 50% off your first package. You're going to get all of the information that we provide, which includes articles, projections, rankings, ownership projections, all of the above from both myself, Ben Raza, I shouldn't say from both, from all, myself, Ben Raza, Nolan Kelly, Alex Osman Baker, and the entire team. So a ton of information. Of course, you get our Slack chat channel, which I go out throughout the couple of days. Also have some office hours. So a ton going on. Again, coupon code British when you check out. And thanks everybody for joining for the major edition of Rouslin's 3 Ball. Cheers, everybody.